علي ولي الله غضب العلوي تفجر الله أكبر حيدر 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 الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله علي ولي الله غضب العلوي
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Bayat Ghadeer. This is your host Sayyid Ali. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. This is our last installment of the interview we've had with Sheikh Atabek. It's been a great pleasure. And in this final installment of the interview, we'll be dealing with his latest book. Sheikh, please tell us about your book and why the need to write this particular book. We know you've written several books before in the past. Ali, take the floor.
Yes, so anyway, so when I came to the UK, from the first day, I mean in terms of teaching day, I started teaching the Seerah. Okay. So Hanafi fiqh, Aqidah,
Sure.
and one of the subjects it was Seerah. So obviously Seerah could be learned in different, you can say, shape.
Sure. History. Seerah meaning history. Yes.
Yeah, biography of Rasulullah, history, yeah. So you can look into it from the political angle or from the, you can say, historical angle, from different angles, you know. But, so I taught it as like a traditional way, from the birth, then, like a...
Stage.
Exactly, like a chronological order, okay? But I could feel that it's not going as I want to.
Sure.
So I needed something better. So that was 2006.
Sure.
Next year, when I was teaching, I decided to do it in different ways. So I said, let's look into the biography of Rasulullah ﷺ from different angle, because the most important thing for us laymen is to learn. So we're not interested, we're not researchers to look into the history, but we are to learn about our Prophet ﷺ. Okay, so then I made it into different, you can say, chapters.
Right.
So first as a son,
Right.
how he used to act as a son.
Amazing.
So for example, one of the stories, a very famous story,
Sure.
if you remember, Rasulullah ﷺ at the age of it's close to 60 years.
Sure.
60 years. So he lost his mother by the age of 6.
Right.
Okay, so nearly about 55 years. He goes to visit the graveyard of his mother and then he cries. Okay, so Umar radiallahu anhu says, I have never seen you crying that heavily.
Profoundly,
So how come? So he said, well, Umar, it is my mother. Okay, so anyway, it shows Rasulullah as very noble son.
Sure.
Okay, and then there are many other stories which I have included all of them.
Wow.
So because it's very important for us to know the person as a human,
Sure.
to decide if what he's preaching is good or bad.
Sure.
Understand? So that was my approach, and then as a grandson, and then father, grandfather.
Wow.
So all of them aspects, you know.
Wow.
Or for example, as a friend.
Wow.
Okay, so most of us Muslims, we may know Rasulullah as a friend. Okay, but then, for example, he was partner of this Sa'id, Ibn Abu Sa'id,
Sure.
like in the trading. So he was
Sure.
friend. So how he used to speak about his own friend, old friends.
Wow.
Very high in noble way,
Wow.
you know.
What history books have you generally depended upon?
So I went to the main sources.
Right.
Okay, Tabaqat of Ibn Sa'ad. Okay.
Right.
Actually, I have used
Tabari.
Baladri. So all of them.
Wow.
From both Sunni and Shia. And
Right.
so everything, whatever
Wow.
was possible. Tabari definitely.
Right.
Sometimes some of the stories was very, very difficult to reference back to the main sources.
Sure.
Then only I have used the secondary ones.
Sure.
Secondary, it is Usud al-Ghaba, for example, Mizzi,
Yes,
Ibn,
yes.
secondary ones.
Right.
But they also refer back. But I was maybe they used to use different copies of that main source,
Sure.
which I didn't have.
Sure.
So then I would just refer to the secondary. For example, Dhahabi.
Sure.
Okay, through Dhahabi to, for example, Tabaqat ibn Sa'ad. So Muslim is different copy.
Sure.
Yes. So that was. But then, so I started writing this book, but as a lecture. So it is actually my lectures. Okay. So I have delivered them since 2007.
Wow.
But every year I would add something and I would remove something. So, like, do you understand?
Sure.
But then, about 5 years ago, I was involved into this very painful issue in which a few people accused Rasulullah of being affected with the black magic. You know, they were saying very horrible things. You know, the narration of Bukhari in terms
Of course, yeah.
sexual input. You guys are crazy.
Yeah, of
you
course.
guys are crazy.
Of course.
So that made me to hurry up to finish off to convert my lectures into the book.
Just for the sake of the viewers, I think the point to mention here, the Sheikh's, one of his previous books was on the principles of
Hanafi principles of testing hadith. Yeah,
so, and one of the things you kind of discussed this whole approach where, you know, nowadays where you have these people try to adopt the view that everything in Bukhari and Muslim is Sahih. Yeah, and when you actually delve in deep into some of these traditions, if you were to write a book, God forbid, on some of the things mentioned as hadith, that book alone would be problematic.
Exactly,
Because you wouldn't even wish some of those things on your worst enemy.
Exactly.
But as you mentioned here, with this particular book, you know, you said you talked about the black magic.
Rasulullah being it's crazy.
It's absurd,
It's exactly. So then the reason why someone would believe in this type of ahadith, because they don't know the meaning of prophethood, or they don't know. So for example, let's suppose you know your brother. Okay, so I will say to him, you know, yesterday I saw him singing, screaming in the streets. You know, you will say it's not possible.
Probably. Yeah. But I understand.
Yeah,
of course.
because you know him very well.
Of course.
You understand? So then I said, because people don't know what prophet used to be, so that's why they accept everything. So let's describe Rasulullah alayhi salam. So then you will know what he would do and what he would not do.
Absolutely.
Based on that, then you may start questioning the hadith. So this hadith says, you know, Rasulullah in the morning with his, you know, friends, companions, he would go and wait. Okay, this village, if they would recite adhan, he would walk away to different village, and if they would not recite adhan in the morning for Fajr, he would invade and kill them.
Yes.
It's only the person who doesn't know the Prophet can believe in this type of lie.
If you never study the life of the Holy Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, when you come across these absurd texts and literature and these traditions, you would accept them
because you don't know him.
You wouldn't have because you don't understand his status.
Exactly.
If you understand the status of somebody,
habits, etc. So this is the book actually I have written just to explain. So
it's a beautiful book, I have to say myself.
I made it into
you get a signed copy of.
I made it into two parts. The first part in different roles, Rasulullah in different role, as a husband, as a master, as a friend, as a merchant, and the second part is about the you can say feelings and emotions. Rasulullah sad. What would make him to be sad? Rasulullah crying. How he would cry and why he would cry. So these, you know, two part. I would say it is. It's for everyone. So for example,
you don't have to be just a Muslim to post.
Yes. So for example, I want to be good father, not only teacher. So one of the chapters about how to be teacher, but father. So learn from Rasulullah. Or you want to be good friend. So learn from him again. Okay. So it just matches with everyone. So because we're as a humans, we practice all of these roles, friends and etc. So it would work with everyone. Actually, I'm giving it as a gift to non-Muslims also. Wow. One of the teachers of my daughter gave very, very beautiful feedback. Yeah, so I'm expecting that this teacher may accept Islam actually because of this book.
Inshallah.
Yeah, so she said that she never knew that our Prophet was such a
personality.
Yeah, such a personality. Yeah.
But once again, Sheikh, thank you very much for taking time out.
It's my pleasure.
I really appreciate it. Alhamdulillah, we finally had a sit down, and maybe inshallah we'll continue on and we can get into more controversial topics.
Definitely, next time.
So viewers, thank you very much, and thank you for joining me today. Once again, this is host Sayyid Ali. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. This is the final interview question that we had for Sheikh Atabek. So if you missed any of the previous ones, please do go back and have a look at them. Hope to see you soon. Assalamu alaikum.